All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to go racing from the Windy City. We are at Chicagoland, where Richie Joplin gets the pole again with Jeremy Edwards on the front row. Clay Kirchenbauer and Jeremy Gardner on the second. Colby Whipple and Jacob Morgan on the third row. PJ Cox and Patrick Pieper on the fourth. Patrick Gitter and Tyler Ott rounding out the top 10. Blake Viken and Dean Webb starting 11th and 12th. Lance Sponberg starts 13th. Pudge is starting back in 14th. Jeff Sheldon and Jeffrey Goodpaster 15th and 16th. Brandon Newby and Ryan McDaniel 17th and 18th. Jarrett Woodard starts 19th and Justin Swafford starts 20th. Christopher Confer starts in 21st. Brody Green in 22nd. Aaron Brill starts in 23rd. Russell Worth back in 24th. Blake Viken loved running in reverse. Thinks he can drive better in reverse. Hopefully he doesn't try that during the race. Pete, as always, cheering on Colby Whipple here tonight. Drivers lined up on the start-finish line, getting ready for the drop of the green. J.R. Tanksley calling this one for Mr. Nowski. Can he get it done again here tonight? I have a feeling this one's going to be a bit wild. This track is multi-groove. We saw 3 wide a lot in practice, but these cars so low on grip. And as you heard Clay talk about, as the tires wear, you're sliding. We saw 4-wheel drifting. It's going to be exciting. A lot of loose race cars during the run. Here they go. Cars are rolling. Looks like Brody Green may have gone to, looks like he'll be starting from pit road. Christopher Confer appeared to have a problem on the start, seeing if he can get back up into line. Stage breaks, lap 30, lap 60, and the finish. Should be able to make the both stages on a tank of fuel, and they will need 1 pit stop during the final stage. Tire wear will be huge. The controlling the slide, handling the car is going to be big tonight. No downforce in these things. As they come out of turn 4, pace car gets ready to drop off. There he goes. Barney the flag man holds him up. Green flag is in the air. They're down and away at Chicagoland. And very quickly shooting off towards turn 1. Oh, a little bit of a bobble out of Richie. I think he got some apron. We got a car up in the grass. It's Jeremy Gardner. He is still sending it. No caution. Richie Joplin has fallen all the way back. It looked like when he got loose, he might have gotten into Gardner just a little bit. There's a slide up the track, and as he tries to save it, Gardner gets doored. They come back down, they keep going. Gardner manages to get the car back up on track, but he has slipped all the way back to 23rd. JR, I cannot do that. Jacob Morgan gets a little bit of a bump, it looked like. He might have just gotten loose, and now he's on the apron. And that we've seen guys using the apron at some of these 1.5 miles down the front straightaway. This is not the track to use that apron. Morgan slides it up in front of PJ Cox, gets the car back under him. Nowski already up 4 spots. He's making a move forward. Blake Veekin starting to cut through traffic as well. Tyler Ott down on the apron. Hey, good evening, Brian. How's it going, buddy? Jeremy Edwards out front by almost a second already. Here comes Colby Whipple looking for second. Gitter's there. Kirchenbauer's there. Morgan is there. Patrick Pieper up in the fight now with Blake Veekin. They're 3 wide, and we've got guys running right up inches off the wall caution. Veekin and Pudge involved. Veekin go. Oh, Blake just gets too much of the wall into one. And with Pudge running up there, he had nowhere to go. They get tangled up in the middle of 1 and 2. First caution of the night. Man, there has been some chaos here early. Obviously, the early incident with Jeremy Gardner. We'll try and get a look at Gardner's car, make sure he is okay. Does have a little bit, that right front is pushed in a bit. He had already made up a few spots from the earlier going to the back, but he's got a long way to go here tonight. Meanwhile, Jeremy Edwards continues to control out front. Gitter now in second, Whipple in third, Kirchenbauer in fourth, Morgan in fifth. Richie Joplin started on the pole. You saw the incident he had. Looks like he's going to come down pit road for some repairs, as is PJ Cox. Confer's in, Gardner's in, Veekin and Pudge all on pit road. Pudge may end up having to use a fast repair. He took a hard lick here. Oh, yeah, Pudge does have to fast repair. The engine blew as he hit his pit box. Not the way Pudge wanted to start this one out. Looks like Pudge and Veekin both took tires while they were on pit road, as did PJ Cox. I do believe Gardner took right sides only. Have to wonder how many tested using right sides only. Does have a tendency at some tracks to really loosen the car up, and as loose as these cars are here tonight, that could get a bit dangerous. Barney the flagman gives them 1 to a green. First caution of the night. Everybody got some laps in here. See if the strategy changes, and we've got some cars way at the back on some fresh tires that may come charging through this field here in a minute. Pace car is in. Here they go. Edwards controls it. He's in the zone. He fires. Green is in the air. Edwards gets a really good start on this one. Gitter can't even stay with him. And they're already trying to get 3 wide off into the turn. Seeing a lot of battling as Pudge and Ryan McDaniel go side by side. Pudge on those fresh tires sends it deeper off into the turn, watching to see just how much ground he can make up before the stage. Really surprised to see this many cars going down to the apron this early on. As much as we saw the cars unsettled, Gitter has gone to the lead, but Edwards is not done with him yet. And here comes Patrick Pieper. That high line might be the dominant line here tonight, but a lot of guys being a little more careful about being up there after that first caution. Top 4, a little bit of a breakaway. Justin Swafford has come through the field big time here. Started in 20th, now up into 4th. Kirchenbauer in 5th. Here comes Dean Webb in 6th. Jacob Morgan in 7th, and Whipple right up. Oh, Whipple's got the wall. Whipple comes down the track. Caution is out. Colby just getting a little too high, comes down. Goodpaster has nowhere to go. Whipple almost comes back up in front of cars on track. They managed to hold it down though. Looking through the guys that got tires under that first caution, PJ Cox has already charged his way up into 12th. Pudge already back up into 15th. Gardner in 14th. Richie Joplin in 16th. Blake Viken in 17th. Blake, Pudge, and PJ all got 4 tires, so they're making a move. Meanwhile, Jeremy Edwards, Brandon Newby, Tyler Ott come to pit road. Tina showing up, cheering for Ryan McDaniel. Ryan already up into 16th spot as he has managed to just keep that car out of trouble so far, despite being around a lot of the excitement that's been going on out there. Justin Swafford currently in 3rd. I'm going to try and get a quick word. Hey, Justin, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, what's happening, Doug?
Hey, man, do you got some nitrous in that thing tonight or what?
Man, I don't know. I've had no practice. I jumped in here planning to ride around in the back, and now I'm up here in 3rd. I don't know what I'm doing up here.
Well, obviously you're passing literally everybody. You've already moved up 17 spots. Just a couple more to go.
Yeah, I only see 2 in front of me, so we'll see. The 2 in front of me, though, are real quick, so both Patricks out there in front's going to be kind of hard to beat.
Well, man, it has been one heck of a charge through the field. You've done it quietly, avoided a lot of chaos, and, man, a great run so far. Good luck, buddy.
Thank you.
And if I was Justin Swafford, I think I'd probably show up to more races without practice, given the way his night's going. As they stack back up, it is the Patricks on the front row, Gitter and Pieper. Justin Swafford, Clay Kirchenbauer of the 2nd row, Jacob Morgan and Dean Webb on the 3rd. Lance Spawnberg, Jeff Sheldon on the 4th, Jarrett Woodard and PJ Cox rounding out your top 10. Off into turn 3, they get ready to go green once again. Just about halfway through the first stage and no clear dominant driver yet. Pace car is in. Gitter controls it. Hey, Fire Green is back in the air. Gitter gets a good jump on the field as they head down into one. And look at this, Swafford already sneaking his way past Pieper into second. Down the back straightaway, which here in Chicagoland isn't the straightest. Off into turn 3, and man, what a run some of these drivers are having here tonight. Hey, good evening, David. How's it going? Look at this. Clay is in a Chevy tonight. Clay currently running in 4th place, has been in the top 5 all night long. Dean Webb looks high, making up some ground here. Gitter still out front, but unable to get very far. Oh! Pieper might have just kissed the wall out of 4. We talked about it during pre-race. This track is... These cars are loose. This track is slick, and tire wear is going to be huge. Pujanowski now up into 11th. Richie Joplin now up into 10th. PJ Cox in 9th. Those are the drivers that, wow, a lot of dogfighting right there. Those are the drivers that got fresh tires during that first caution right around lap 7. They are making it work here. Jeremy Edwards stopped and got fresh tires under this caution after leading early on. Currently runs back in 13th. Tyler Ott currently in 14th. Brandon Newby in 15th. Whipple in 16th. Jared Woodard, Lance Spanberg side by side. Ryan McDaniel now down to the bottom star. Oh, Ryan hangs the back out off 2. A lot of guys talking about how loose these cars. Holy cow, hold on to her, Ryan. Hold on to her, Ryan. He manages to save it, gets it down to the apron. Everybody gets by clean. Great save by Ryan McDaniel here. Meanwhile, look at this. Swafford from the back now looking for the lead. Gitter still fighting back up on the high side, but Swafford has a hot rod tonight. And at the line, Swafford leads that lap. Justin Swafford started back in 20th and has made his way into the lead. Patrick Gitter now back into 2nd. Pieper in 3rd. Dean Webb now up to 4th. Haven't seen a lot of Dean in recent weeks, but he came back out here like a storm tonight. Clay Kirchenbauer now in a Chevy in 5th place. Jacob Morgan running in 6th. Sheldon now running in 7th, up 8 spots, having a great run. Blake Beacon up 3 spots into 8th, and look at this mess back behind. Jeremy Gardner in 9th, and the whole field right there with him. Here comes Tyler Ott, Colby Whipple. Edwards is on the move, the freshest tires on track. A bobble. Sheldon has a little problem off turn 2. Jeff Sheldon way up the track, hold on to her. And 3 wide off turn 4. They managed to settle it back in, but man, there is some close racing. These guys are going for it every single lap. Tyler Ott now looks underneath Beacon. Meanwhile, Jeremy Edwards on those fresh tires, caution. And it looks like Pudge is caught. Down the back straightaway, there's Pudge on the inside. Oh, Sheldon gets the wall, bounces down and clips into Pudge. And, several cars nowhere to go. Pudge ends up towing to pit road. Lance Sponberg also caught in this. Ryan McDaniel caught. Ryan tries to get up to the high side and clear. Can't get there. And I believe Lance Sponberg, he gets down to the bottom, but he has to limp that car back to pit road. And it looks like we are going to call this the stage with Justin Swafford getting his first stage win here tonight. Several cars on pit road might be out of this one. Ryan McDaniel is out there. He is limping his way back around. He has been to pit road, gotten repairs. Pujanowski heavily damaged. While they're pulling back out, let's see if we can get a quick word with him. Hey, Pudge, it's Doug. You got me?
What's up, Doug?
Hey, are you okay, man? That was one heck of a ride.
No, I'm not okay. I already used 2 fast repairs. This race is going trash for us in the playoffs. I need a big comeback right here, Doug.
Well, man, I hope you get it. That looked like a rough ride there for a minute.
That did, man. I thought we were clear, and we just kept going straight. Next thing you know, I was spinning, and I just seen the replay. I couldn't believe it. But, yeah, we're going to need a lot of stuff to happen now for us to get a good finish here.
Well, good luck, man. It's been a heck of a run so far. You're obviously charging through here really quick tonight.
Yes, sir, buddy. I appreciate it.
Pudge still in good spirits after that. That's always a good sign. As they get ready to start stage number 2, Swafford did make it off of pit road with the lead. But on the outside of the front row, Clay Kirchenmauer is back in the fight. Jacob Morgan and Jeremy Edwards right behind in row 2. Blake Viken, Tyler Ott have row 3. Gardner and Webb on row 4. And Newby and Whipple have row 5. Pujanowski is now rolling off of pit road. Looks like he is going to be about 2 laps down here. Still a lot of laps to go. He can still get it back. Any caution comes out. Lance Sponberg, the only other car, a lap or more down. Here they come through the restart zone. Green flag in the air. And what a start by Swafford. Down towards turn 1, Justin Swafford leads him through. And a lot of movement mid-pack. They're trying to get 3 wide. They're trying to get 4 wide. Here comes Gardner on the bottom. These boys are really pushing it tonight. They're running every lap like it's their last. Late into the playoffs, everybody needs every point they can get here. Clay Kirchenbauer wants the points, but he wants that win more as he starts to run down the leader. But Jeremy Edwards is right there with him. Jacob Morgan in fourth. Blake Viken currently runs in fifth. Tyler Ott has been quietly hanging out in the top 10 most of the night as well. Colby Whipple now up there. Dean Webb, and look at this. Newbie up 7 spots into the top 10. He's currently in 10th, marching his way forward. Pole sitter Richie Joplin, who had issues on lap 1, is back in the fight. He's coming back. Oh, a little bump. Dean Webb and Colby Whipple have a little touch. Whipple in the wall. Whipple manages to get off the wall without any major issues. Meanwhile, Swafford still out front with Jeremy Edwards in second. Christopher Confort looks like he might be done. Russell Worth, one of the drivers, now back up on a charge. He's up 5 spots into 19th. Brody Green, who had problems at the start, he's already back up into 20th. Aaron Brill in 21st. Ryan McDaniel starting to find some momentum again. He's now back up into 17th. Goodpaster, after that hard hit earlier on, he is back up into 16th. Jeremy Edwards has gotten Mike Kirchenbauer. He's now up into second. Clay to third, but Jacob Morgan is charging. And Blake Viken just riding around back behind. He has managed to stay in the top 5 most of the night. Blake looking awfully fast. Gardner trying to keep that car in front of Patrick Gitter. Currently, Gardner runs in 6th. Gitter back in 12th, the top 2 in points. Oh, Gitter hard into the wall off 4. He bounces and keeps most of his momentum, but Whipple is closing the gap quickly. And we've got a car in the wall. It's Tyler Ott. Gitter has to get loose to get underneath of him. Tyler manages to hold it up there. Everybody's going to clear, but Tyler Ott has lost a lot of ground. Tire wear since the stage already starting to show. And Swafford just out front cruising. Remember, early on in the season, Swafford had several wins. Caution! Looks like Tyler Ott and possibly PJ Cox. Oh, we've got cars stopped right in front of Tyler Ott. Let's see what happened. There's PJ Cox on the... Oh! Newbie just gets loose, clips him in the right rear, and sends him around. Tyler Ott had nowhere to go. The story tonight seems to be the loose cars. Little over 10 laps into the run, not seeing... Oh no, Blake Viken's going to come. Top 5 all stay out, but Blake Viken, Russell Worth, and Tyler Ott, PJ Cox, and Brandon Newby going to come in. And this should give Lance Spawnberg the waiver in, meaning the next one will go to Pudge. There goes Lance for his waiver round. So next caution, Pujanowski will get one of his laps back. And let's see if we can get a word with Jeremy Edwards. Hey, Jeremy, it's Doug. You got me?
Yeah.
Hey, man. A great run up at the front. Obviously, a little different pit strategy in that first stage paid off.
Yeah, I wasn't really trying to do anything special. I'm just trying to. I don't want to take stage points from these people that are racing in the playoffs, so I just kind of pitted and kind of helped out, I guess, back up to 6, I think it was. But I'm probably going to pit right here again just to go to the back and let these guys get stage points for their playoffs.
Man, you're having one heck of a run up here. When it gets down to that final stage, are you going to push it for the win?
Yeah, once the stage points are gone, I'll probably run a little. Kind of give these guys an opportunity to get their points they've been racing all year for.
Well, man, it has been awesome watching you charge through. Good luck, buddy.
All right, thanks.
Jeremy Edwards, that is some great sportsmanship right there. He knows he can get up there and get stage points, so he's not going to. You gotta tip your hat to a guy like that. Huge respect for that one, Jeremy. Justin Swafford and Clay Kirchner out front. Morgan and Gardner will have the second row. Dean Webb and Richie Joplin now up on the third. Patrick Gitter, Patrick Pieper, Colby Whipple, and Jeffrey Goodpaster will round out your top 10. Spawnberg now back to the lead lap. Pujanowski a couple laps down, now in the lucky dog position. And Christopher Confer out of the race. Clay, obviously utilizing that Chevy power, has managed to stay up there in the fight this whole time. The question is, if Clay gets it done here tonight, will we see him in a Chevy going forward? Maybe, just maybe, there's hope for one other driver in the field. If we get Pudge to switch to a Chevy, he may never lose. They stack back up for the restart. Off towards turn 3 they go, getting ready for the restart. The pace car will drop off. Justin Swafford will be in control. Justin has quietly sat in the top 3 in points all season long. Looking to reclaim the top position here. Here they come. Green back in the air. Swafford quickly clears into the lead. And Jacob Morgan sends it on the bottom. Morgan trying to make something happen really quickly. Here comes Jeremy Gardner. But Gardner under attack. Dean Webb. Dean has been on a charger. 3 wide. Gitter on the bottom. Gitter backs out. A little bobble and a peeper back behind. There is action everywhere right now. Morgan trying to get up into second. Caution is out. Big wreck in turn 2. Lance Sponberg is involved. Ryan McDaniel, Russell Worth. Sponberg tries to get down to the apron. Actually, it looks like Lance manages to avoid everything. Let's see what happened. Ryan McDaniel up on the high side. Oh, Ryan hard hit into the wall. Comes down, clips the 86, and then chaos from there. And it looks like Russell Worth also gets a little bit of the high into the wall there. Jeremy Edwards, who we talked to just a few moments ago, obviously staying back, trying to not get involved in the points battle. He gets caught up in this one. Brandon Newby also getting a piece of it. Oh, Newby takes a hard hit to the outside wall. Several cars back on pit road. Gardner's in, Richie Joplin, PJ Cox, Colby Whipple, Tyler Ott, Jeff Sheldon, Jeremy Edwards, Jared Woodard, Brandon Newby, Brody Green, Aaron Brill, and Russell Worth. But hey, this does benefit one particular driver. Pudge should get waved around here. Unless the wave went to Ryan McDaniel, we'll keep a close eye on that. Nope, Pudge is getting the lucky dog. Everybody drops low. So Pudgeanowski gets one of his laps back here. And if he can hold that position come stage break, Pudge will be back on the lead lap for the final stage. Then he just has to charge up through the field. Jacob Morgan has had one heck of a tear here tonight as well. Can he get up here and get the lead? But Clay Kirchenmeyer still lurking in third. Swafford got the stage points for stage 1. Still about 15 laps left to go in stage 2. Tonight could be Justin Swafford's night to reclaim that points lead. The top 3 in points coming into tonight: Patrick Gitter, Jeremy Gardner, and Justin Swafford. They combined for 16 of the wins this season. Gitter with 7, Gardner with 6, Swafford with 3. Can Swafford make it 4 and close the gap? Lights go out on the pace car. They stack back up for the restart. As of right now, Pudge is the only car being... Pudge is the only car being scored one lap down, so next caution he will be back on the lead lap as long as he is not involved in the incident. So there you go, JR. Pudge is still in it here. Here they come through 3 and 4, getting ready for the pace car to come off. About 15 laps left to go in stage 2. Pace car is in. They fire green back in the air. Swafford, another perfect start. Swafford all the way up on the wall, off into turn 1. Kirchenbauer sneaks by. He is now back into second. Dean Webb is on the move. Dean now up to third. He clears Morgan. Gitter now back up into the top 5. Here comes Patrick Pieper. Oh, Pieper, we've got loose race cars. Everybody manages to settle in. Look like Blake Viken got caught. Let's see if we can see what happened there. It looked like Blake Viken might have gotten into Patrick a little bit. Yeah, he drifts up. Manages to get out of it. Everybody saves it. Great driving by everybody there. As loose as we've seen these cars out of turn 4 tonight, for all of those guys to save it, that was pretty impressive. Justin Swafford still out in the lead. Clay Kirchenbauer still in second. Jacob Morgan has now reclaimed third. Dean Webb has fallen all the way back into 10th. And he is falling quickly. Jeffrey Goodpasser had that hard hit earlier on, has recovered. He is now back up into 6th, up 10 spots. Oh, Clay gets a little bit of the wall in 1 and 2. Aaron Brilla's going off track back behind. What happened to Aaron here? Loose off of turn 2. Loose off seems to be the entire story of the night, but Clay Kirchenbauer, even after getting the wall, it didn't slow him down. He is now looking on the high side on Morgan as Gardner is going by to the lead. And look at this. Swafford out of shape out of 2. Jeremy Gardner back to the lead. Justin Swafford now into second. Morgan into third. Clay Kirchenbauer and Jeremy Edwards battling it out for fourth. Richie Joplin has started moving back up. Richie now shoots to the bottom under Clay. Viken has found some momentum again after that big checkup in turn 4. He's now back up into 7th. Gitter back to 8th. Newby in 9th. Colby Whipple in 10th. It's a 4-car battle for about 7th on back, and all of them are just holding on. Richie Joplin trying to make some move, but Jeremy Edwards now back up into the top 3. Oh, Edwards loose off 2. Richie's got a run on the bottom. They're 3 wide off turn 4. Clay in the middle. He slides up. Whipple has to back out. Clay pulls back down. Whipple's got to run to the high side. Swafford all the way up by the wall. Edwards still. Wow! Hold on to her, Jeremy. Jeremy Edwards drifted that car out of turn 2. He did not drive it. He drifted that thing and barely lost any momentum. Whipple and Morgan battling it out back behind. Whipple clears. Whipple's got a hot rod tonight. Richie Joplin back on the march is now into second place as he comes by Justin Swafford and sets his sights on Gardner. Gardner, the 2 1/4 seconds ahead. And you can tell Gardner is struggling with the handling on the race car right now. Just like everybody else, Richie isn't. Richie's got that thing planted. He is flying. Jeremy Edwards still holds on to third. He's recovered after getting so loose off to a few moments ago. Colby Whipple in fourth. Justin Swafford still holding on to a top 5 run. What about Blake Viken in 6th? Clay Kirchner in 7th. PJ Cox now up here. Jacob Morgan has drifted back into 9th. Woodard holding on to 10th. Gardner's lead is shrinking quickly. Richie is coming, but just a few laps left to go in stage 2. Will Richie Joplin have enough time? Colby Whipple and Jeremy Edwards still battling it out for third. We've got a car checking up. It's Jeremy Edwards. Edwards has had a problem. See what happened to Edwards. Here comes Whipple down the back straightaway. Edwards just so out of shape. He had to check up. I think he might have lost a tire. Caution is out, and this is the stage. Jeremy Gardner gets the stage win. Richie Joplin comes down in 2nd. Colby Whipple in 3rd. Swafford in 4th. PJ Cox in 5th. Let's take another look at Jeremy Edwards and see off turn 4. We saw him just all sorts of out of shape. Oh, Jeremy Edwards was letting the drivers back by. Again, the sportsmanship by Jeremy Edwards here tonight is insanely high. Man, tons of respect. He pulled over before the caution came out to make sure he did not take stage points from somebody in the title fight. Let's see if we can talk to our stage winner, Jeremy Gardner. Hey, Gardner, it's Doug. You got me?
What's up, buddy?
Hey, man, I gotta say that was one heck of a run to the front, and great job with the stage win.
Oh, yeah, I knew taking tires right there was going to get me to the front. I needed to get up there anyway to avoid all the chaos because I've already used all my fast repairs now.
It has been a wild night, but it did seem, obviously Richie was closing quickly, but you had a big enough gap, but it even seemed like you were starting to lose the car a little bit that last few laps.
Yeah, that, and I was just trying to play smart with the gap I already had. I wasn't trying to hit the wall or spin it, so I was just trying to take care of it until the stage ends.
Well, now you got this long stage. Tires are obviously a huge issue here tonight, and these cars are obviously not a ton of grip out there. Any change in strategy here?
Just send it and hope for the best.
Well, man, good luck. I have to say, it has definitely been an unexpected race here tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Let's see how it unfolds.
All right, buddy. Good luck.
Hey, buddy.
Jeremy Gardner having one heck of a run here. And ladies and gentlemen, Pudge is back on the lead lap. Never give up, never surrender. Pudgeanowski is back on the lead lap, back in the fight, back in 22nd. And Richie Joplin has had quite a comeback tonight. Justin Swafford still riding along in 3rd place, having an epic night. What about Blake Viken running in 4th and Colby Whipple in 5th? These two guys have charged through this field. Clay Kirchenbauer still in 6th, Jeff Sheldon 7th, Jacob Morgan 8th. What about Jarrett Woodard? He's managed to keep that car out of trouble for the most part. Up to 9th now, and Patrick Gitter seems to be struggling here tonight. He is currently running 10th. All right, getting ready to go into the final stage. Tires obviously going to be a huge, huge issue here. Expect to see a few drivers be a little conservative early, but man, the way these guys have been racing, I don't know that many of them can get away with conserving much. And late in the run, after about 15 laps, you're seeing just how much these things slide around. There's no grip. They're loose everywhere. Man, it's going to be non-stop fights. Not to mention that preferred high line is not working on old tires. They have no grip up there, and they're just getting the wall. I don't know about you guys, but these cars have put on one heck of a show this season. I have absolutely had a blast watching these guys go. Tonight has been a perfect example of just how good these cars are, how much fun they are to race and watch. All right, here we go into the final stage. Pace car is in. 23 cars on track on the lead lap. Green flag drops. Now we'll be watching up front, but the man we're going to keep a close eye on, Pujanowski, started in the back, has fought back from 2 laps down, trying to get back in contention here late in the playoffs. Gardner still has the lead. Richie Joplin in 2nd, Swafford in 3rd, Viken in 4th. Swafford still, he slides up. Viken a little loose off turn 2. Clay Kirchenbauer back to the top 5. Whipple and Morgan and Gitter. Gitter has came back. Gitter has not had the consistency we're used to seeing out of him here tonight. But it looks like he's still got a little something here as he goes 3 wide down the front straightaway into turn 1. Whipple's in the wall. He manages to get off the wall without a problem. Richie Joplin in 2nd place is closing the gap on Gardner. Colby Whipple only losing 1 spot. He is now back to 8th. Edwards in 9th. PJ Cox in 10th. Jeff Sheldon having a great run. Currently sits in 11th as he battles with Jarrett Woodard. Woodard a little loose but holds on to her. Goodpaster still fighting this one out as well. And Tyler Ott, who had a big hit earlier on tonight, he's still in it. Dean Webb in 15th. Patrick Pieper in 16th. Who's that on the high side trying to take 16th? Pujanowski fighting his way back. Ryan McDaniel in 18th, Russell Worth 19th, Lance Sponberg currently run. Holy cow, Brody Green's lose caution. Looks like Jeffrey Goodpaster. Oh, a little bobble out of the 86 comes up the track. Loose off. Let's take a look. I think that might have had a bit of netcode to it. It did not look like they were close. No, there was at least 2 foot between them. Goodpaster on the short end of the stick, but that had a bit of net code to it. Gardner in the lead, Richie Joplin in second. They've only been off pit road about 7 laps, or about 5 laps actually, so how many are going to come in? Viken, no, I think we're seeing a few fakes. Yep, sure enough. Let's see. See if we can talk to Viken here. Hey Blake, it's Doug. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Man, you are having one heck of a tear here tonight.
Oh, yeah. Chicagoland's one of my favorite tracks.
Well, it definitely shows, man. You have been up there in the fight. We've seen you charge through, and honestly, a new level of aggression out of you tonight.
Yeah, I'm sometimes, out of the playoffs, so I might as well just go hard or go home.
Well, man, you are definitely going hard, and I don't see you going home anytime soon. Do you have something for Richie and Jeremy?
I think so. I was starting to reel them in there before that last caution.
Well, man, it's been one heck of a charge to the front. Good luck, and if all else fails, make sure you park it good after the race.
Oh, I will.
Great run, buddy. Good luck.
Thank you.
Blake Viken currently sits in third, and you're going to hear that over the next few weeks. These guys that are no longer in the playoffs, they just want to get to victory lane. They're going to do whatever it takes. Blake Viken has stepped up his aggression here quite a bit tonight. Worth noting, Jeremy Edwards back into the top 10, currently running in 9th place, and we saw him go out of his way to make sure he did not score any stage points in either stage. Now stage points not an issue. He is back in the fight. Look for him to come charging forward. And of course, Pujanowski, who was 2 laps down, is now riding in 15th place. Back on the lead lap, trying to keep himself in contention for the playoffs. They should be getting 1 to green this time by. Make sure you drop in the comments and cheer on your favorite driver. I know they could all use it right now. I'm expecting a lot of drivers to be really worn out after this one. These cars have been a handful. This track has been fast, and there has been non-stop battles for every position, everywhere on track. We can't even keep up with all the excitement going on out here. The lights go out, they stack back up. Jeremy Gardner and Richie Joplin have the front row. Blake Viken, Patrick Gitter on the second, Justin Swafford, Colby Whipple on the third row. And you know what we haven't done tonight? I've talked too much. So when they come out of turn 4, turn up your volume. We're going to crank it up at Chicagoland as they go back to green with just over 50 laps to go here. Pace car is in. Crank it up, folks. Here we go. always a good time, and it looked like there was a little bit of excitement as they came around that last time. Jared Woodard looked like he might have had some problem. He is slow. And it does look like he has some right front damage, trying to find where. See if we can see what happened to Woodard here as they get off into turn 3. Woodard gets loose through 3 and 4. Down through 1 and 2, he gets a run, just gets way loose out of turn 2. Goes up the track and gets the wall. Opens the door for Pudge, but Woodard losing after Woodard's had a great run here tonight. Trying to fight his way back now. Meanwhile, Patrick Gitter is up front fighting for lead. Patrick looking to the inside on Jeremy Gardner, but don't look now, folks. In the top 10, Pudge is back in the fight. Started stage 3 at the back, has fought his way back into the top 10 after going 2 laps down early in one of the wildest crashes we have seen in a while. Caution is out, Russell Worth involved. Russell just gets off into turn 1, hits the wall. Looks like he may have clipped another car, but he manages to get the car wound up, and we are under caution again. Less than 50 to go. I bet we see some pit stops this time. It's been a dogfight up at the front. It's been a dogfight everywhere out on track tonight. Jeremy Gardner still managing to hold Patrick Gitter off. Russell Worth is on pit road for repairs. Who's going to come down? It looks like the whole field may be coming. Blake Veeken is staying out. Jeremy Edwards is going to stay out. Looks like Brandon Newby also choosing to stay out here. Let's see if Pudge gets back out and holds his top 10 spot here. Making sure he does not exceed pit road speeds. Pudge comes back out in 9th. Let's see if we can talk to him now and see what his mood's like. Hey, Pudge, it's Doug again. You got me, buddy?
Yes, sir. What's up, Doug?
I figured you'd be hyped right about now from 2 laps down, flipping down the back straightaway, now back up in the top 10.
Man, things definitely went our way, Doug, and this Ford Fusion's really getting after it now, and just trying to at least get that top 5, because the top 5 makes it to the championship, and we need a top 5 finish tonight.
Well, man, you've definitely made one heck of a comeback. Still got a lot of fight left to go, but, man, that has been one heck of a charge back up toward the front.
Yes, sir, buddy. I appreciate it.
Pudge Nowski currently running in 8th place, but look at this. We've got a couple of cars up front, 3 to be exact. Blake Veeken, Jeremy Edwards, Brandon Newby. Old tires at the front. This could cause some chaos on the restart. Let's see if we can get a quick word with Newby. Hey, Newby, it's Doug. You got me?
Yes, I do.
Now, buddy, I have to question the logic here, man. Why staying out on old tires?
Why not at this point? I'm running 20th, Doug.
Man, it has been a rough night for you, but now you got the track position. Are you expecting a quickie caution that might get you back in a good situation here?
Knowing my luck, honestly, right now, it's going to go green. I'm going to be 20th again, and probably Gardner or Gitter's going to win.
Well, man, I gotta say, you've kept fighting back despite a lot of chaos. It's been a great run for you so far, buddy.
Oh, yeah, man. Call me Chase Briscoe. I don't know why I'm still here and why we're still fighting, but here we are.
It's a Longhorn spirit, ain't it?
Oh, yeah.
Man, good luck and get those horns into victory lane tonight.
I'm gonna dig my feet deep, man, and try to dig in here and try to pull something out. Maybe spin Blake and take out half the field. Who knows?
Good luck, man. Great run.
All right, man. Thank you.
Brandon Newby, he's having fun, and that's what matters most. So Blake Veakin, Jeremy Edwards, Brandon Newby on old tires. Everybody behind them, freshies. This is going to get exciting. They stack back up. Newbie obviously trying to help a little bit. Pace car drops in. Beacon gets a great restart here quickly. And they're already 3 wide back behind. Off into turn 1, it's Swafford on the bottom making power moves. Oh, they're all loose off 2. Get her out to the lead, and it's 3 wide as they go off into 3. Swafford is sending it. Gardner up top. Edwards up top. Newby holds on to second. Caution is out behind. Lance Sponberg involved. Oh! Looks like the 88 just barely... Let's take an overhead look at that one. Sorry, that was the 86. Gets down into the turn and just pushes up a little too much. Sponberg gets it. He collects, just barely gives Morgan a tap. They have to wait for the pace car. Patrick Gitter stops down low. Veakin is on pit road. Newby was too far past. He couldn't get turned down. About 40 laps to go in the final stage. This thing is getting wilder by the minute. Hey, thank you, Patrick. Wait a minute. Gitter, you're driving. Thank you for the stars, but maybe you should focus. Oh, man, that is awesome. Patrick Gitter has the lead. Brandon Newby in second on old tires. Jeremy Gardner in third. Justin Swafford. Man, Swafford is just sending it. That restart, Swafford, at the start of the race, Swafford started from 20th, has charged all the way up into the top 3 very, very quickly. Dean Webb coming to pit road late. And now on the restart, he just sent, Justin Swafford just sent it all over again. Swafford may be very, very tough to beat here, but a lot of guys still up here in the fight. Richie Joplin's still up here. Jeremy Edwards having one heck of a run. Pudge is still up here. Clay Kirchenbauer's still in it. PJ Cox, Patrick Pieper. Interesting note, 4 drivers in the playoffs have not scored a win yet this season. Jacob Morgan, PJ Cox, Colby Whipple, and Richie Joplin. They get ready to get 1 to green. Now, a lot of these guys, they took those tires on that last pit stop. Obviously, a few drivers in the field, Newby and Edwards, still have not changed tires. Then you've got guys like Brody Green that are on pit road right now. Aaron Brill, Dean Webb, Jacob Morgan, Lance Spawnberg, Blake Viken, all have fresh tires, but at the back, we've seen them come through this field already a couple of times tonight with the fresher tires. They're going to be tough to beat. And a lot of sliding the more these tires get worn out, as we've seen all night. Gitter will control the restart. Remember, Newby, oldest tires on... No, I take that back. Edwards has the oldest tires on the track, but Newbies are also older. 10 laps older than everybody around him. Here we go. Pace car is in. Green flag in the air. They're away. Newbie trying to slip down low quickly, find somewhere to get some speed and hold on to this. Swafford now moving up to the high side. Newbie loose on 2. Oh, Newbie is loose on the straightaway. He gets stuck in the middle, almost gets into Swafford. Newbie just losing spots. We've got a car around caution. Dean Webb involved, Richie Joplin involved. Looks like this may have started with Richie Joplin. Let's see what happened. Oh, he had to check up for Newbie and just a hard lick. Richie having such a good run. Dean had nowhere to go. Colby Whipple had nowhere to go. I'm willing to bet Newbie gets tires this time. Brandon Newbie is on pit road. Jeremy Edwards on pit road as well. Jarrett Woodard holding on in the top 10, having a great run. See if we can get a word with him. Hey, Jared, it's Doug in the booth. You got me, buddy?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Hey, I am good, man. How are you out there? You've been flying tonight.
Yeah, it's been a long journey so far, but just gonna plug away and really loose out here tonight. So just trying to stay on the track and stay out of trouble, as always.
Staying on the track and out of trouble has been a big issue tonight, but man, it seems like here lately you've had zero luck, but it all came back tonight. You've been able to keep that car pretty clean.
I got into a little bit of scuffles there, but nothing too major, and looking good right now. But like I said, just gotta stay out of trouble to the end and see what happens.
Well, man, it has been awesome seeing you back in the fight tonight, and good luck, buddy.
Thanks, Doug. Have a good night. Enjoy the race.
Jared Woodard, obviously, you know, he has had so much bad luck here lately. It is great seeing him back up in the top 10, up in the fight, and hopefully that luck comes back. Clay Kirchenbauer has managed to work his way back into the top 5. Was up in the top 3 for most of the first couple of stages. Lost a little bit of ground late in stage 2. Now starting to fight his way back. And Patrick Gitter back up front. He's had a real struggle here tonight. Have not seen the same speed out of Gitter that we normally do, but coming into stage 3, looks like he cranked it up. I think he might have been playing possum the first half of this race. And I have to say it again before we go back to green because it is such a huge deal. I've been broadcasting for over 2 years now. I have seen some great sportsmanship from a lot of different groups, including drivers pulling over, letting somebody back by, everything under the sun. But nothing like I have seen tonight out of Jeremy Edwards, a guy not in the playoffs that obviously has the speed to be up front, winning stages, winning the race, has literally stopped on or moved out of the way on track to make sure he is not taking any stage points from anybody who needs them. That is just huge. The amount of respect I have for this guy today has gone up exponentially. Great job by Jeremy Edwards. Just deserves a huge, huge shout out here tonight. They stack back up, getting ready. Pace car is in. Gitter in control. He fires their way. Green flag is in the air. Swafford back into second, comes up. Here comes Clay on the bottom. Out of turn 2, Kirchenbauer looking for third. Patrick Pieper now back into the top 5, and look who's in 6th. On a mission tonight, Pujanowski from 2 laps down in stage 1. Now looking for a top 5 run. Jeffrey Goodpasser holds on in 7th. Blake Viken in 8th. PJ Cox in 9th. Tyler Ott in 10th. And what about Brody Green, who's been lurking all night long quietly towards the back, suddenly up in 12th. Brandon Newby has had an issue back behind. Newby on those fresh tires, really loose off turn 2. Newbie may be out of contention here. He was one of the playoff drivers. Dean Webb coming alive. Dean on fresh tires as well, but Swafford just set the holy cow! Hold on to her, Justin. Justin Swafford just set the fastest lap of the race. Not on that lap, obviously, the previous lap. That lap, he just came out of turn 4 sideways and flying. Man, some of the saves we have seen out here tonight have been the stuff of legend. Pudge now in the top 5, but he's getting a little loose. Pieper in 6. Here comes Beacon. Here comes Goodpaster. PJ Cox is closing in. Patrick Gitter out front, 0.6 of a second over Gardner. Swafford in 3rd. Clay Kirchenbauer now in 4th. Pudge currently runs in 5th. Here comes Beacon. Pudge a little loose out of 4, allowed Beacon to close right up. Now Blake looks down to the inside. Patrick Pieper in 7th. 8th is Jeffrey Goodpaster. 9th is PJ. Dean Webb now back into the top 10. Jacob Morgan in 11th and Tyler Ott battling it out. Morgan trying like crazy to stay in the playoffs. Tyler Ott 12th, Edwards in 13th. Jarrett Woodard back in 14th. Brody Green in 15th. Jeff Sheldon, who has been just had a rough night, still holding on the lead lap in 16th. Lance Sponberg has gone off track. Loose off turn 2. Ryan McDaniel currently running in 17th. Aaron Brill in 18th. Lance Sponberg in 19th. Whipple in 20th. Back up front, Gitter trying to keep that car up on the highline. But, oh, there he goes. The longer they go on these tires, that outside line just goes away. They get loose and take the wall down. Meanwhile, Gardner kisses the wall. Swafford right there with him. Clay is caught up to the bumper. Remember, Clay is one of the best at saving tires in these cars. He might have an advantage here late in the run as he drops down to the bottom. He did say a couple of weeks ago he had been working on tire saving and balancing the tire saving and the aggression because the tire saving has helped him but bit him a couple times. Looks like he has found some balance here as he looks for 3rd. Blake Beacon still running in 5th. Pieper in 6th. Goodpaster in 7th. It's a mess back here. Pudge fading. Oh, Pudge a bottle off turn 4 as Morgan comes underneath. Oh, and then Morgan has a little bobble on corner entry into 1. Pudge can't capitalize, and here comes Jeremy Edwards. Goodpaster still caution. Tyler Ott involved. Jarrett Woodard up on the high side, loose out of 4, just comes down, bounces into Tyler, and they both go for a spin. They are all within their pit window here. Expect the entire field on pit road one last time. Patrick Gitter finds the pace car. They get them stacked up. And here they come. Patrick Gitter's going to lead the field to pit road. Once he's on his way off pit road, we'll get a word with our leader. Gitter hits his pit stall. Gardner goes forward. Clay goes forward. Who's it going to be coming off pit road here? Right sides are up, 4 fresh tires, and one last splash of fuel. Gitter is rolling. And at the line, it's going to be Gardner getting it at the line. Hey, Patrick, it's Doug. You got me?
Yes, sir. Gotcha.
Hey, first half of this race, it didn't look like you. It looked like you were in trouble, but man, you came alive in this final stage.
Yeah, it was just a product of trying to run the car too hard, scraping the wall a little bit, fixing damage, a little bit of everything, man. It's these cars. Normally, I like Chicagoland, but these cars are pretty tight on entry, loose on exit, so that combination makes it challenging to run here. So just happy to be up front at this point, and gonna try and give Gardner and Swafford here a run for their money.
Now, I know you have to have been watching. Swafford just seems to have all the speed, and Gardner seems to fade later in the run. Can you get around and hold these guys off, or are you in trouble here?
Man, I don't know. I think you make a good point, because I've noticed that Swafford has just insane long run speed. I think he has figured out how to lay off the car on the short run to make the most of it on 20-30 lap run. And then Gardner, man, he's been fast all race. I think he's kind of been a little bit quicker on the short run to your point, so it'll be interesting to see. You've got 20 laps here left or so. So man, I don't know. I think it's going to be the strategy move here on everybody's part.
I have to say, we noticed that you've been pretty planted all night, but even you were getting loose 20 laps into a run on this one, and with 20 to go, that last few laps, are you worried at all how that's going to come out?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of been, I've been like experimenting with the car, like, how hard you can push it on the shorter runs, the longer runs, like, where you get in trouble when, you run the car too hard in the first 5 laps. So it just kind of depends on the driver, I think, and the driver's, I don't know, their habits. So, it'll be interesting to see how each of us here runs this different.
Well, man, good luck. It's been one heck of a show so far.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Thanks, Doug.
Patrick Gitter going to start on the outside, but Gardner back out front. Justin Swafford and Blake Viken have the second row. Clay Kirchenbauer, Patrick Pieper on the third. Jeffrey Goodpaster, Jacob Morgan, Pudge, and Dean Webb rounding out your top 10. Still 19 cars on the lead lap, and I dare say any of those lead lap cars are still in this fight, just given what we've seen so far here tonight. We'll have less than 20 laps to go. This may come down to who can save just 1% more tire for that last lap. There's going to be a lot of sliding, and there's going to be a lot of battles. There's going to be a lot of passing. And this one is likely not going to be settled until that final lap. This may not be settled till turn 4 of the final lap. There has been no dominant driver here tonight. Here we go. Pace car is in. Gardner fires there away. Green is in the air. 18 to go at the line. Swafford quickly ducking underneath Gitter. He's going to bring Kirchenbauer with him. Gitter trying to fight back on the high side here. Oh, Kirchenbauer is loose, but he holds it. Gitter now looks to the bottom. Caution is out behind. Looks like Jeff Sheldon involved. Jeff just gets loose off turn 2, collects Whipple. Patrick Pieper currently runs in 6th. Jeffrey Goodpaster in 7th. And we haven't talked to Goodpaster in a while. Let's see if we can get a word. Hey, Jeffrey, it's Doug. You got me, buddy?
Yeah, go ahead, Doug.
Hey, man. First half of the race went really, really rough for you, but this this final stage seems to be going really, really well.
Yeah. Just been logging laps, just trying to hang in there and fight for the end, hopefully.
It has gotten dicey out there a few times for you, and obviously that first couple of stages definitely hurt, but man, the last little bit here, you've been coming through the field picking up spots. Do you have some speed, and how far up can you get here?
It's going to be based on how much I abuse my tires just trying to get up there, but hopefully I can come up with something here and follow Piper up to the front.
Well, man, you guys have had one heck of a fight tonight, one heck of a race, and you've had one heck of a comeback from the earlier incidents. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Doug. Good job on broadcasting too, buddy.
Thanks, man. Jeffrey Goodpaster, obviously bad luck early, has turned around, and man, he's out there logging laps. He might have saved a little something in that car. There might still, you never know. Like I said, still have 18 cars on the lead lap, and I think everybody could still be in this one, given the number of laps we got left and how hard these guys have been able to push and how much they're sliding the cars. Man, this race is far from over. Jeremy Gardner leading him around. Clay now in 2nd place. Swafford in 3rd. Gitter in 4th. Viken in 5th. Pujanowski has managed to come back currently in 8th place. Should be getting 1 to green this time by. Pieper tries to fake to pit road. Nobody was buying that one. They stack back up for what could be the final restart. Brody Green was actually good to go on fuel before all the cautions. He was going to snooker him. The cautions have definitely not gone in his favor. Currently running in 12th, though, up 10 spots, could still pull this one off. Send it, Brody. Here they come through 3 and 4. Pace car about to pull off. Pace car is in. Gardner controls the restart. He fires there away. Green back in the air. Gardner clears. Here comes Swafford on the bottom. Kirchenbauer crosses back down to the bottom. Hitter up on the high side. Viken coming from the bottom. Pieper coming. Yitter, power move down to the bottom into turn 3. Yitter sends it deep into 3. Can he make it stick? He does. He pulls up into 3rd. Clay Kirchenbauer now back into 4th. Yitter way up by the wall as Swafford sends it to the bottom. Out of turn 2, down the back straightaway, it is Justin Swafford going for the lead. Swafford a bobble on corner entry. Gitter bobbles out of turn 4. Gitter's got the momentum. Kirchenbauer trying to close back in. Gardner still holding him off. Swafford up top. Blake Viken still holds 5th. Patrick Pieper in 6th. Here comes Goodpaster on the bottom, but Pudge fighting up top. Oh, Pieper's in the wall. He manages to keep it out of the way. Pudge barely avoiding that one. Now looks underneath Goodpaster. Gardner still in the lead. Here comes Gitter. Kirchenbauer not far behind. Gitter sends it into 3, goes to the lead. Aaron Brill crashes behind, no caution. Brill manages, just gets loose and manages to keep it down low. Gardner now fighting back on the inside. Kirchenbauer and Swafford battling for 3rd. Kirchenbauer pulls up. Here comes Viken. And look at this, Goodpaster now up into 6th and closing. Dean Webb now back up in the top 10. Dean fighting with Jacob Morgan. That's the battle for 8th. Kirchenbauer way up by the wall. Swafford can't get the run on the bottom. Gitter back in the lead, but Gardner not giving up. They're swapping lines. Viken has gotten by Swafford now into 4th. Goodpaster closing in on the top 5. Goodpaster down to the bottom into turn 1. Tries to get the run on Swafford. Gardner still in the draft on Patrick Gitter. Gitter a bobble into turn 3. Nobody has grip anywhere. Every car sliding. Every single turn. Swafford starts to look low on Viken. Can't get there. Gets right to the bumper. Bumps him down the backstretch. Goodpaster deep into turn 3, trying to close the gap. Pudge now back into 7th as he battles with Dean Webb and Jacob Morgan. Jeremy Edwards trying to crack back into the top 10, battling with PJ Cox. Gardner closes right back to the back bumper on Gitter. 5 laps to go. And Clay Kirchenbauer is reeling him in. Ryan McDaniels is off track. 4 to go at the line. Top 5 still nose to tail. Goodpaster in 6th. Pudge in 7th. Pudge loose out of 2. Dean's got to run behind. Gardner back to the lead for the moment. He slides up, tries to cut the run. Gitter taps the wall, but it's not enough to slow him down. 3 to go. Swafford sends it underneath Beacon. He is back into 4th. Sets his sights on Clay. Clay loose out of 2. Gardner out front, Gitter in 2nd, Kirchenbauer in 3rd. They're going to get 2 to go this time. Gardner opening up a little bit of a gap, 0.3 of a second. Clay setting his sights on Gitter, trying to reel him in. He's got to run down the back straightaway. Pujanowski, oh, we've got a wreck on the back straightaway. Caution is out. Oh, 3 wide right there off of 2. Pudge was up on the high side, Morgan on the bottom. Pieper tried to get in the middle as Morgan came up, and they all stack up behind. And now we'll get a green-white checkered finish. Holy cow, this one's going to get wild. Let's see if we can talk. Well, let's see if anybody goes to pit road here. Are they? Gardner, the only one to pit. Will he actually stop, though? Gardner is going to stop. He loses a ton of positions here. Gitter stays out. Clay stays out. Let's see if we can get a word with Clay. Hey, Clay, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, Doug, how's it going?
That was a little confusing there for a minute.
Yeah, I pretty much decided I was not going to go down pit road. I can't believe Gardner did. I just can't imagine we're going to get through this here green, but man, I'm half tempted to let Swafford go on this restart. If I could even keep him behind me anyways. This starting in 2nd is just really, really challenging.
Man, it was quite a battle, and obviously you were reeling them in when they were battling, but just couldn't make anything happen. It's gotten tough to pass here late in the run.
Yeah, actually, I thought I was in front of Gitter when the yellow came out, and I guess I was not, but and that could cost me the win right there, because now I'm starting 2nd. But I have to look at the replay. But I was inside him. We'll see what happens here.
Well, man, it has been an epic run tonight. It has been a great, great race. Good luck here.
Appreciate it, Doug. Thanks.
Gonna see if we can get a look here. Watching Brody Green coming through that mess ahead. Out of turn 2. Wow! Wow! And let's watch that again from the in-car, because we'll be able to tell here. Down the back straightaway, there is the chaos ahead. Oh, I do think it just barely clips Patrick Pieper, but does not get the wall and ends up going the right direction. Brody Green, that was... that is one for the history books right there, buddy. Wow. That should go in your highlight. That should be at the top of your highlight reel, bud. So Gardner went to pit road, got 4 tires and fuel. Several cars had to pit for repairs. Gardner was leading at the caution, now back in 12th. They stack back up for the restart here. Green, white checker. Gardner's got 2 laps to come through. He'll have the freshest tires out there, but does he have enough time to make them work? Gitter, Kirchenbauer, Swafford, Viken. Old tires, and they have not been kind to him the last few laps. Who is it going to be here at the end? Can Kirchenbauer get back to victory lane? Does Gitter pull ahead in the points? Or does Swafford pull it off after winning the stage? It's about time to find out. Pace car in. Gitter, he spins the tires! They're wrecking back behind! They drag race to the line. It is Kirchenbauer ahead. Will Kirchenbauer be scored with the lead here? It looks like Gitter's going to get the lead on this one. A lot of tires spun on that restart. Watch Patrick Gitter. All over the place. Swafford is loose. Several cars struggle to get going. And Kirchenbauer is scored into the lead. Pujanowski gets caught in that one too. Obviously, a lot of drivers spun the tires on the restart. Blake Viken had to tow to pit road, and as soon as the Clay gets the pace car, we'll try and sort out who is where. As of right now, it looks like Kirchenbauer has the lead, but we'll see how this plays out here in a second. This definitely benefited one driver. Jeremy Gardner managed to get through that. Those fresh tires kept him out of trouble. Let's see how he did coming through. Gardner on the high line outside the white Lowe's car. Green flag drops. Gardner manages to get up high and just drives through everything. Wow. That moves Gardner up to 8th place as of right now. Clay Kirchenbauer does have the lead. Gitter in 2nd. Edwards in 3rd. Morgan now in 4th. Whipple in 5th. Lance Spawnberg in 6th. Ryan McDaniel's now up into 7th. He came through it. Gardner in 8th. Tyler Ott is 9th. Jeff Sheldon in 10th. Brody Green now in 11th. PJ Cox is 12th. Justin Swafford 13th. Pudge all the way back in 14th. Goodpaster looked like he was about to have one heck of a finish. He's now back in 15th. Another green-white checkered here. Wow. And several of these drivers have not been back to pit road. Gardner and Ott, the only 2 cars in the top 10 on fresh tires. They're going to have to be careful of spinning the tires yet again. We could see more calamity. This could come down to who gets the better launch. Should get 1 to green this time. Several cars in the top 10 also, in addition to old tires, sporting a bit of damage. Whipple's got some right side damage. So does Jacob Morgan. Ryan McDaniel, Lance Spawnberg both have some. Gitter trying to get some heat in the tires. Kirchenbauer as well. They've got to get a perfect restart here in imperfect conditions. Down through 3 and 4. Pace car will drop off. Final attempt. Still very much anybody's race here. Gardner and Ott, fresh tires, back in 8th and 9th place. Clay fires, they're away. Green is in the air. Nobody spins them. Kirchenbauer has the lead. Gitter's got Edwards to the inside. Edwards has fresh tires. Edwards clears Gitter into 2nd. Gardner now up into 4th. Kirchenbauer doing everything he can to hold them off. They're coming to the white. Out of turn 4, it's going to be Clay at the line. Edwards looks to the inside, though, and here comes Jeremy Gardner. Jeremy Edwards to the bottom. They're touching the middle of 1 and 2. Edwards way loose. Clay comes by. Gardner back to the lead. Clay Kirchenbauer in 2nd. Sends it off into turn 3. And out of 4, Gardner, wow, pulls off the win. Clay comes home in 2nd and Gitter manages 3rd. Jacob Morgan finishing 4th. Justin Swafford comes home in 5th. Edwards finishing 6th. Pudge in 7th. Goodpaster comes back for 8th. PJ Cox in 9th. Colby Whipple in 10th. And wow, what a finish. Let's talk to our top 3, starting with Patrick Gitter. Hey, Patrick, I don't even know what to say about that one.
Man, yeah, I don't know. I think if we wouldn't have had that second green-white checkered, we might have had a chance, but I knew Gardner was going to be coming quick on the new tires.
Man, that got dicey, and the fact that Edwards got as loose as he did in 1 and 2, it looked like you were just basically racing for a top 5 there when Edwards and Gardner came by.
Yeah, I knew Edwards was on some newer tires too, so on that start, I was like, all right, we're just gonna take what we can get here. But I mean, it was a fun race. You know, the strategy worked out for Gardner and Jeremy. I mean, Jeremy was kind enough to let some guys go because he knew some of us were competing for playoff points. But it was a fun race, man. I enjoyed it.
Well, congratulations, man. That was an awesome finish.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Doug.
All right, let's talk to second place. Clay, man, that was one of the most valiant efforts I have ever seen.
Yeah, I just couldn't get the luck all night. Just constantly on the top. Couldn't get the long run I needed, and I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. Like I knew the ending of Titanic. I mean, just it is what it is.
Oh man, I have to say that last green-white checkered, I knew once I saw you were starting in the front. You had a really good shot, but also seeing those guys starting back there with the freshest tires, it was going to be a fight. You gave it one heck of an effort that last lap trying to hold them off.
Yeah, thank you. I almost thought on that last caution to just go ahead and cut my losses and pit there and just start behind Gardner and maybe get back up to second. But, I mean, this was the right call, staying out. It just, tires mean everything, and how the cautions fell mean everything. So, I don't know. What is this, my 345th second place finish? I don't know.
That Chevy gave you a lot of power tonight. I guarantee it's putting you in victory lane before this one's over.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm going to be in the Ernie Irvin Ford throwback next week at Darlington, so maybe I have to wait 2 weeks.
All right, buddy. Congrats. That was a great run.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Clay comes home second, and Gardner pulls it off. Jeremy, I am kind of befuddled that strategy worked.
I knew it was going to work.
It got dicey when everybody spun their tires and you were driving through there.
Oh, yeah, I knew as soon as that restart was going to happen, everybody was going to spin, and I was just going to go right on by. I was like, when that caution came out, I said, yep, that's my luck. And then sure enough, I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to take tires because it's going to happen again.
Man, it definitely paid off. When I saw you hit pit road, I said there's no way this is going to work. And it somehow or another did. Man, that was just an awesome drive to the front that last couple of laps. Were you worried at all? I mean, Jeremy Edwards and Tyler Ott were coming really quickly.
Yeah, a little bit. I didn't think I was going to be able to make it through traffic like I did, but I mean, everybody literally stayed low, and I just drove around on the high side, and somehow it worked.
Well, man, that was a miraculous win and an awesome win, and yet another win this season. I believe that's your 7th, tying Patrick Gitter.
That's it.
Man, congratulations. That was a hard-fought win, buddy.
Appreciate it, man.
Jeremy Gardner gets the win at Chicagoland, and I don't even know what else to say about that. That was a wild race. These cars have put on such an awesome season. Looking forward to seeing what they do next week at Darlington. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, all the things. We'll have this video on YouTube later tonight or tomorrow morning. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. There might even be some live streams this weekend. You never know. So thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Hope y'all had as much fun as we did. Wow, what a night. Have a great night.